Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back to the second game of the night for Salesian versus New Rochelle High School. If you weren't able to watch the first game, sadly Salesian suffered a heartbreaking loss against New Rochelle High School's JV team. Today, we are going to lock in with the varsity and see if they're going to perform better, if they're going to be able to tie up the night, or if we're going to go home with a sadly negative night in terms of win ratio. And we actually have a scouting report here from Varsity in terms of what he's spectated and what he's been viewing in the game. So for the most part, what he's saying game. You know, obviously rebounding is a big thing for Varsity. They don't have somebody large like Marvell that's able to objectively take the role of solely boxing out. And on top of that, Moresi thinks that also we should be looking for more open shots instead of kind of just chucking them up when we think we're able to get past the contest. Usually the same thing that we say when we broadcast, he agrees on as well, the pacing. You can slow it down, you know, or keep the same pace, and you don't necessarily need to speed it up. Starting, as you can see, we have Estefano, Castleberry, Von Meyer, McGee, and J2. For New Rochelle High School starting, we have Lee Hester, Malik Gasper, Kevin Conroy, Sean Thomas, and Kaz Mirza. And sitting here with me commentating today, we have our lovely and very valued cameraman, technological master, Gabe Rendon. And next to me, we also have Joshua Morris, the peacemaker himself. And a missed shot attempt from Salesian there.
Sebastian's gonna have a rough night fighting for boards.
I mean, we see there Vaughn was able to help out with the board. Julian Wiggins going up with the nice leg.
Getting past his defender.
I just want to go back on that point. As ref blows a whistle, that's a backdoor violation. Salesian is really going to have to match or at least slow down the pace Rochelle is setting right now. They're playing extremely fast, and also there's breaks of slow paces that Salesian has to encounter. You have to try and set a steady pace as much as possible, or else the timing on New Rochelle is really going to screw them.
Salesian's playing a back-to-back after winning their game. Tuckahoe. After winning the game by 10. So they might be a little bit tired from yesterday. So you got to take that in.
So watching there, we can see Salesian's having a tough time getting past New Rochelle's physicality as well as their overall defense. So I think we can definitely see the defense being a huge hurdle for Salesian to overcome here. And we sadly have a turnover coming from Malik Gasper, who accidentally throws it out of bounds. McGee takes the ball down court, quickly stops. Let's see if we can see some of those changes in pacing Coach was talking about. Castleberry with the mid-range shot just off the free throw line, and it's good.
I like how that bounced in like that.
I like that. You don't get to see those type of shots often where you have a nice little bounce and then it goes up a little bit, falls back down. I mean, I'm a sucker for slightly aesthetic shots or slightly satisfying shots, and we're going to actually see a foul call there. And we're going to have, I believe, Gasper going for 2 on the line.
On that,
actually, we're going for an inbound.
Oh, I thought they fouled Vaughn on that play.
I did think that as well.
that looked like a shooting foul to me.
I mean, it is what it is. J2 pokes out the ball. On him.
I want to go back to what you were saying about Castleberry and his mid-range. We had 45 minutes because the junior varsity game was very quick. A quick a quick beatdown by the junior varsity team, the Huguenots. Castleberry was working on his mid-range shots, so that's something we should hopefully see more from him as the game progresses.
You see a bit of a ball dialogue there with Hester and Conroy throwing the ball back between each other, but the Legion does get possession of the ball, but New Rochelle High School grabs it off of a fair pass, and the and one is going to go in there.
Wiggins looking a little shake up there after he hit the ground hard. Looked like there's a bit of court burn as well. Speaking of Wiggins, he's presumably the best player on this varsity team.
I mean, presumably, but
I mean, he does have a huge reputation here in Salesian, but Vaughn apparently just can get under that high advantage like that and is able to score.
I mean, he's definitely a fan favorite with a lot of people becoming J2 fans.
Becoming what is called J2 fans in Salesian High, professing their fanship for the Love basketball player here at Salesian. I mean, it's definitely become a bit of a joke, I believe, amongst the students. And honestly, I just think it's hilarious and it's just a sign of the brotherhood Salesian has, but it's definitely fun. And Gasper's going to try to go for that shot, but he sadly can't get that later in, but it does fall eventually.
It seems like Moressi's scouting report was correct about boxing out, not being able to get rebounds, and the height advantage they have as well, since Salesian's a very small team.
I mean, you look at Salesian, and I mean, of course they're a small team, but also when we face certain teams, I mean, usually there's a height advantage, but it's not to the degree which it's a majority of everybody on the enemy team is able to gap us in height. But here you see that it's a common thing, and honestly, it's a bit scary to look at in terms of thinking about how we're going to get around that. Wiggins is going to go up with a crafty lay, but his shot gets punched. And they call a foul on that.
No, that was out of bounds. That block had anger in it, though.
The aggression they're starting off to play with New Rochelle High School. J2 is a very shifty player. How he phased through the defense a lot of the time.
Wiggins trying to follow the play that coach sets. Lagos is going to toss it to Meyer, and Meyer's going to toss it to Lagos for a failed shot attempt at the end of the buzzer. Wiggins are taking it down, passing into Casper. Mears are getting the ball back and shooting, and sadly that's out. You see a bit of a struggle for the ball there. And the call is in favor of New Rochelle.
Thomas, very good at drawing the foul.
Thomas takes one, and it's good. Rotating the ball, Lagos to Estefano. Estefano to McGee, back to Lagos. To McGee once more, going for the drive and the lay. Off the glass, miss. Gasper try to go in again, but it doesn't work. Thomas getting the ball back. Or Mirza, I apologize. I got the ones and twos mixed up. That can show you how hard math can be for some people. You know?
I feel that comment, Daniel.
And I believe New Rochelle High was feeling that pass, draining that three from the corner. Drive from Estefano, sadly not fruitful for any points.
The thing about Eli is he gets a lot of steal. Very great at poking the ball at the guy's hand.
He does. I mean, we can see that even when there's a height disadvantage, which oftentimes there is, especially with McGee and his smaller than usual stature in terms of basketball, he's able to still be a pest to those larger players that are able to get a height advantage over him in certain situations. Estefano tossing it to Ferreira, who was subbed in for McGee. Wiggins driving in, tries to go for a tough lay, doesn't quite land, goes for a second one off the glass, doesn't quite land.
Honestly, I thought that layup would have been called as a foul because he looks like it looks like there was a hard bump, but he got the rebound.
I agree, but I also thought that there might have been a chance for a foul on Lagos jumping for that ball, but I'm glad there wasn't, as it was kind of a momentum issue, but there will be a foul there called upon Estefano from New High.
So, yes.
Estefano shooting his second, and it's no good, but the first one's in. Hester taking the ball down to Mirza. Kicking it out to Thomas. Thomas passing it to Mirza, who throws it into the paint to Gasper. Going for the layup attempt, and it's good. I mean, we're seeing New High's strategy here. I mean, they're utilizing a bit of rotation here while they wait for Gasper to kind of get open. They're using the big man in the paint here for those easy buckets, but Wiggins returns the layup off the glass.
With the pump fake into that layup, the creativity of Wiggins is just amazing sometimes. They're just going to waste out the clock. They want the last shot of the quarter.
They are showing that they want to eliminate as much of a chance as any type of momentum to the game or any type of comeback to be achieved here. And it's still producing a fruitful score. G-Man speeding it up a little bit, attempting to get a shot off, but they're not able to.
Have you realized when New Rochelle got into the paint, their bigs get double, and that allows them to get a foul or a point still?
I mean, yeah, it does seem, though, that there seems to be a necessity for it as well. Mostly because of the fact that, again, Salesian doesn't have the height advantage or the size that New Rochelle High has. So that double is necessary, but it does pose the risk, as you said, of those foul calls, regardless of whether or not there's a hard foul or an obvious foul. You kind of just have to give it to them because of how much contact is going on with the doubling, especially in the paint specifically. Starting with an inbound to the start of the second quarter. Estefano and G-Man taking it down court. G-Man unable to stop the momentum. Stuck in place. Vaughn still going for a lay. Is it good? And he gets the difficult lay over two from Nero.
Bounces right in. Shoots it.
And it's off the front. But Thomas puts it back off of the miss.
Julian brings up the ball now. Deciding what he wants to do.
Seeing a tough lay attempt from G-Man, but the foul is going to get called there. And he's going to go to the line for two. We're seeing some roster changes here for New Rochelle High School, keeping in Thomas and Gasper, but subbing out, I believe, Hester Conroy and Mirza. And that's in favor for Vico Ruiz, Matthew Sainville, as well as number 4, Isaiah Augustine. And G-Man is going to make both of those free throws there for Salesian. Taking it down the court. Augustine, who they seem to be using as their primary guard while he's in. Augustine tossing it to Sainville, who kicks it out to Thomas, who misses, and that ball is going to go to Salesian. We're also seeing some changes here for Salesian's roster, with Alex Laguerres being subbed in for, I believe, Vaughn. We're seeing Eli and he getting back in, so Lagos and Meyer are both taken out of the game.
Pull-up midi.
Julian Wiggins with a pull-up mid-range. I mean, that was just a great shot. You couldn't ask for anything more than that. I hope we see the entire team producing more of those shots along with Julian trying to create some of those shots for his teammates. G-Man grabbing the tip pass. Wiggins takes it down court, speeds it up a little bit, gets past his defender for the lay. His shoe falls off as well.
Oh, that reminds. So Legion goes on a little run in the second quarter.
I mean, it seems like Salesian is sticking to that plan Moresi has. They're, instead of just solely keeping eye out for those box outs and those boards, they're also utilizing the fact that they're able to get some of these steals as well. And I think that's a strong point of Salesian is their smaller size. It does allow them a little bit. It allows them to leverage to get some of those tip passes.
After the brief timeout from New Rochelle High School to stop the run a little bit, stop the heat.
Gasper this time taking the ball now, tossing it out to Ruiz. He tosses it back to Sainville. We're going to see a bit of a ball dialogue here, resulting in a foul being called on Gasper.
So Legion doesn't want no easy points out the paint.
They don't. They'd rather foul everybody.
And you can hear the coach upset.
You can see Moresi upset here. A shot contest is going to go, but Laguerre seems to get there a little bit too late.
The shots.
And Mirza drains that three. Wiggins throwing the shot up in attempt for a foul call. He gets it, but he sadly does not get the and one that he might have been hoping to get. We do see him a little bit upset, though, looking to the crowd. I don't know what was said, but he definitely does not seem happy about it. And the first shot is good. And the second shot is good as well. Wiggins making full advantage of that free throw. Drive from Augustine. Doesn't drive out. Tries to kick it out to Saneville, but sadly it does not make it where he wants it to. Augustine sticking on McGee there, able to contest the shot and also guard him well. And that late attempt from McGee is going to be off.
Solution double.
Another drain shot from Mirza. I mean, this guy can play here. We're seeing him drain these threes. We're seeing him make these nice plays when he can to fill in that gap, and his team can't exactly fulfill it to their big man in the paint. G-Man attempting to get crafty with the dribbles, but just can't seem to get around Mirza. Hard defense on Solution, and they call it a kickball on New Rochelle High. I mean, even with the attempt on the bounce pass there not being fruitful, it is still a good attempt to try to throw at their legs, because you get a call like that every once in a while when the rare kickball is called. Stefano to Wiggins. Wiggins shoots it in his face and drains the three looking at it. I mean, that was a great shot. I wasn't expecting it. I thought they were going to keep rotating and make an open shot, but he does choose the disrespectful option.
Honestly, I thought the ball was about to hit Salesian's coach's head for a moment.
I did also think the rest was going to get hit, but a shot from Nero sadly hitting the side of the backboard, but that doesn't mean anything to them apparently, because Hester's back in the game and makes his presence known with that three. Lagos bounce passing from sideline into the paint. G-Man trying to make the best of the possession as he can. Back to Stefano out on the three-point line, who drives in, stops, and takes that mid-range for the 2 points. Mirza taking another three, he checks and drains that one as well. I mean, talk about a shooter here. He's not missing many of his long attempts. Wiggins kicks it out to G-Man in the corner, who takes the shot attempt for three, but not quite. Nulo's Vico Ruiz grabbing that ball behind the back from Hester. They tried to get an overhead pass into the paint. Doesn't go. He gets tipped, and it goes out of bounds on New Roja.
It seems like Casper shoved Lagos, so it would have been a defensive foul anyway. So.
I mean, on top of that, we see in those past couple of attempts of making that kick out from top of the key to the corner to Gasper inside of the paint, that Solution starting to read those over-the-head passes. Stefano to Wiggins. You know, I really thought Wiggins was going to pull that there and kind of just see if he can make another disrespectful shot and possibly get some momentum and motivation going here.
I think he's
stumped. It doesn't matter. Stefano taking a pull-up shot. Misses. Vaughn struggling for the ball. Won't let go. And a jump ball is called in favor of Solution. Oh wait, no, I apologize. It's in favor of New Rochelle High. Taking a bit of time off the clock there. Crossover press on. Not quite. Kicks it out to Augustine though. Let's see what he does. He kicks it out to Thomas. Closing the shot clock's end here. We're going to see a shot attempt from Hester. And sadly, it does not fall. Lagos tries to get the pass to Wiggins. He can't. They're going to throw that into Gasper. See if he makes the lay. He sadly doesn't. They struggle for the ball in two. Salesian gaining control. Wiggins driving. And a charge being called.
That was an intense sequence right there from both sides. Salesian really boxing in on New Rochelle, ran the shot clock all the way down to 1, pulled up on the shot and didn't make it. Salesian gets possession, gives it to Wiggins, gets the foul. First free is not good. That's a great way to run the clock down on Salesian's side. New Rochelle, they're at risk if in a couple of possessions. If Salesian keeps its effort up, if New Rochelle doesn't make any shots and Salesian makes advantage of all their possessions as much as they can, it could be a really close game.
I mean, I gotta agree there. Salesian knows that with them being larger, it's easier for them to foul Salesian. I mean, it's just as easy for them to foul Salesian one-on-one as it is for Salesian to foul them in the paint on a double coverage on, let's say, Gasper, for example. And they're taking full advantage. I mean, we can see most of their free throws are in. Wiggins throws it up, and it's good.
Take it. They try to. Someone just yelled charge.
Just about 6 seconds from shot clock to game the ball.
Gets his own rebound.
Let's see what New Rochelle High School is going to do with this possible last possession of the game if they run out the clock enough. Augustine's going to kick it out to Thomas.
They're slowing down them.
About to run out that time. Here's with the ball.
Foul.
And the foul's going to be called.
Salesian's doing a better job of not fouling New Rochelle High School. This quarter, 5.9. Travel.
Travel call. Gasper seems a bit confused about that call there, but the coach isn't going to acknowledge it. They're going to see if Salesian makes a last chance point with these less than 5 seconds they have.
New Rochelle is clearly going to full court press. They're just going to chuck it to whoever's open and shoot and hopes he makes it.
I mean, we see they're putting Vaughn Meyer in charge of getting that shot against Gasper. So let's see if he's able to make it. This might be a tough lay here.
.6 seconds left on the clock.
You can see an error with the clock here. Accidentally putting up 90 minutes. Back down to 5 minutes and 9 seconds. Now we're down to 5 seconds. Just about 6 here. Tossing it out to Wiggins, who steps just slightly out of bounds. Wiggins tries to see if they can call it as a push, but it's not.
Oh, tips it. Wiggins gets back the ball, shoots it.
Pull up three. Drains it. I mean, what a great way to end off the second quarter there. We thought that Wiggins had forfeited Salesian's last chance at a point for the quarter, but he ends up making up for it in tipping the ball precisely and draining that pull-up jumper. And I mean, that's going to be a great transition into the second half. Salesian down by 3. It's definitely a palpable and reasonable expectation for Salesian to come back and very possibly take this dub over New Rochelle High School, even throughout the height advantage? I mean, Gabe, let's talk about the aspects of the game here in terms of what they could do different and what they've done in accordance with what coach and scout.
This game has been insane so far on both sides. Salesian really with the second half comeback, that Wiggins buzzer beater three, really giving them the momentum. At this point, I'd like to see Salesian keep boxing in and keep playing at the same pace as New Rochelle, try and match the pace and try and even change the pace. Change. It's really important for Salesian pace, keep the same pace, change the pace. That way at this point, Salesian can take control of the game and eventually the lead. We'll be back after this. 10 minutes to go. We'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back from the first half. Wiggins with the buzzer beater. And I'm going to go back to the beginning of the game. I know Marissa gave me a scouting report. I shared it with you guys. And I want your opinions. If Salesian is meeting, exceeding, or below Marissa's expectations to win this game.
I mean, personally, I most definitely think Salesian is meeting those expectations, if not changing it a little bit to personalize their playing styles. I mean, we know that Marissa wanted them to box out and get those boards, but a lot of the times that hasn't been possible for them. So they've been really looking for those slip-ups when they want to throw those inside passes and getting those tips as much as they can. And I mean, they've not been doing a horrible job getting boards either, so I think they're reasonably meeting those expectations for the situation at hand.
Eli for the three.
It's no good, and Gasper grabs it once more. Gasper's going to use some of that physicality to get into the paint and make that easy lay.
Do you think, honestly, the second half is usually very horrendous for Salesian teams in general because they just find a way to struggle. They can't keep up the momentum from the first half. This goes for all Salesian teams. Vaughn for the three. Rims out.
I mean, usually the first three possessions for Salesian shows, but McGee doesn't care. I mean, a height difference, and he's still getting up.
It's good.
And we see Wiggins falling there a little bit, stumbling. But we also see McGee with that surprising ball from behind on that lay attempt. I'm not watching this. Wide open, shoots it. Defense. It's not there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little break here. We're having some audio issues. We're back on the audio issues in just a moment. And, ladies and gentlemen, we fixed that little issue we had with the audio there. We're going to see in a second half that and makes it easy. Wiggins receiving the pass from McGee, and he goes in, takes the layup behind the back, takes it out to top of the key, after getting drained that shot. I mean, it's not often you see that thing, that type of pass being thrown.
I mean, that pass reminds me of something Chris Paul, LeBron James, Ben Simmons would do. You know? Like, and that's my type of pass as well, in my opinion.
I mean, I definitely do like seeing flashy passes like that, but I don't know if I would go so far as to say LeBron James or Chris Paulish. I think that might be a little bit of a stretch there.
LeBron's the stretch.
LeBron is most definitely a long stretch there. I'm sorry.
Chris
That's a big
Paul,
crazy.
I could see
Look,
as a maybe.
I mean, look, I'll say it like this. I love LeBron. You know, I love him as much as any reasonable person that's not obsessed with him. A lot. He's okay. He's definitely not taking those high. I mean, he'll take a no look, you know, but I'm sorry, going up, taking it out behind the back. Look, he's not too old to die, but he's definitely too damn old to be trying to hit those flashy young passes. That might have been a younger LeBron. That's definitely not his type of thing. Castleberry taking it in. Sort of soggy range. That shot attempt for Myers just gets negated by Boston. Stefano drives, pull up, and it's no good. Maybe kind of kicking into Gasper. The ball is over the leg, making the game run. Gasper just has been showing his dominance this quarter. We've been hearing Coach Moresi calling for 32. Myers gets subbed out for Evans. We're also seeing a sub here from, I believe, New Rochelle High School as well.
It appears that he was I think he was scratched. No.
It does appear that there's a cut on Gasper's hand somewhere. I mean, I could hear the coach ask him for a second if it was open, and somebody says, I mean, there's blood, coach. So I don't know what the exact issue is besides the cut. They may be trying to close the cut up and throw Gasper back in there, as opposed to throwing somebody in for
The sportsmanship of Varsity giving one of his bandages from his satchel, I guess.
I mean, that's just how athletic should be. I mean, if one of your players ends up injuring another player, getting a cut, I think that it's just right to, offer assistance to the other player, regardless of whether or not you guys are, opposing teams. That's the price of go for another cut. But is no good, and the foul is called.
You can see a blatant foul. You can see the blatant foul on that. Sebastian. I mean, G-Man. It's basically all on.
I mean, I'm trying to think about what play you could have gotten cut. It's definitely not trade tab cut. But it might have been one of those instances where he didn't notice until way later. I mean, we could hear somebody call out that both free throws missed, and he free called top of the backboard, so possession is being given to Solution. There is inbound miss. Wiggins now? Okay, I thought Wiggins was going to talk about oh, you will? So Estefano, who drives, taking it, and throws it. Shot again. I mean, here's the go-to shooter here. This guy is 2 points
Being a pest, he's on ball defense, but luckily here's a dice. We didn't control that ball. We want to be safe. I'm kicking out to the corner. Hester throwing it in to Gasper. He goes for a layup attempt, misses and throws it back in himself. The team's getting double. Then to the G-man, who gets doubled and fouled. I like their approach Rochelle High School is doing for Salesian. Before they get half court, they just double the ball handler at the 9. Lago's lost it. Lago tries to take a quick shot, gets blocked by Castro. Recovers. Nothing to do. He steps in, takes a closer shot, and sadly, oh.
That layup there from Edge Stefano puts Rochelle into the timeout. It's been an interesting close. Rochelle is starting to take a slight lead, but Salesian trying to inch back as much as they can. 2:15 on the clock here. Salesian down by 9. I think the best parameter point, you can hit as many open shots as you can. It's going to be a tough task for Salesian, but you've seen Stefano, you've seen Wiggins making shots, driving in, making lays. Try, make use of every possession, get as many open shots as possible, and soon you'll be calling back into a very close game, a game that could possibly go to overtime with the way these two teams are playing. So it's 2:15 on the clock. I'm going to hand it back to Danny and Joshua.
I mean, I definitely agree there. I can see they're falling into their old pacing habits of taking some of these quick shots. And I mean, some of them are falling, but again, it's not a good habit to get into, especially because of the extreme height of the high school has. Usually just punching that ball without trying to try it. You can press into the ball. Gasper's tossing it out. People giving it to Thomas. The teams are going to utilize the music again. What the point? We can also hear Salesian coaching staff telling the players that they need a shooter. And I guess that it wasn't an unverifiable idea. Just pushing them. I mean, we're seeing Wiggins getting pushed out of bounds and coaches just calling it running out of bounds. I'm personally not a fan of that, but I can see why and how he would call it out. Number 3. It's not like that's their before shot. I mean, that might have been the fourth shot. Well, not the fourth shot, but from the corner. And you can see Rochelle High School found a solution here. And we wouldn't have to go to the line for 2.
This situation with under 90 seconds on the game clock, and especially in the quarter, like the third quarter, where every shot counts for Salesian. In a situation like this, down 13, you have to take advantage and make every shot And right as I say that, we're going to get the second free throw. And that'll be New Rochelle's ball. Back to you, Danny.
That's the toss. Augustine to Thomas, back to Augustine. Julian Wiggins predicting that they were going to make that pass, going for the lay. I mean, that was just great vision right there. He knew that they like to make that back-to-back rotation there, and he read it, took advantage of that. Coach frantically calling a timeout there, gather his players' thoughts.
The coach can tell that the New Rochelle is playing very sloppy right now with that recent turnover from the guard.
I mean, and coach can see that they're not playing to the best of their ability. He's trying to get them together right now so they can see what he sees and possibly capitalize more so on those passes into the paint, those back-to-back rotations. They keep having those dialogues between mostly, for the most part, Augustine and Thomas. I mean, we can see they love just throwing it back and back and back while the people in the paint and in the corner work together to try to find that open look right there. But it seems that Salesian on the court isn't exactly seeing what coach is seeing there. So, I mean, I want to see what they're drawing up right now in this timeout and see how they implement it into the game.
He doesn't want their players to end off the court horrendously.
I mean, also, it's a 12-point difference. Less than 22 seconds on the clock for the third quarter. They need to lock in now. They only have barely any more than 8 minutes in total to come back from this and take home the win.
Looks like the refs are discussing something over at the scorer's table. I don't know if it's a scorebook mismatch or whatever, but it seems like they've solved it now. So if the inbound now is going to be Thomas. Thomas takes it in. He's going to take it to Gasper. Gasper still with it. They're going to want the final shot. They have the final possession. Going in, Wiggins, steal. He has a chance to do it again. Puts it up. No foul. That was a hard call. Doesn't count anyway.
Salesian with what's more important? We gotta lock it. Salesian down by 10. Julian with that last points he just did hard fast break layup. He should have got foul. Honestly, I thought it was a foul and one.
I mean, we can even hear the crowd's reaction to that. Similarly, I think everybody was kind of expecting a foul call there. And it was a bit surprising to not see one.
So last 8 minutes here for Salesian. 51-41 is the score. It's a close game. It's an arm's reach for Salesian as New Rochelle gets the inbound. Let's start it off. Hester has it. What a cross. Thomas to Mirza.
Crossing into the paint. Foul's going to be called there.
Foul on Vaughn. He was holding Gasper. Trying to get Gasper. We didn't want to get Gasper to get in paint so he can do his bread and butter. It's basically his bread and butter. That's what I've seen this whole game.
You can see New Rochelle's strategy there. Trying to pan out, but it still worked even with Mirza falling. A miscommunication there between Estefano and Wiggins. The ball almost goes out. Estefano kicks over his own dribble. And we see Thomas converting it. I definitely think the miscommunication on that pass was completely the cause for that.
Oh, yeah. Double to Julian. Looking for the open man. Andrew wanted that three. Called travel on Lagos. So Legion's trying to use New Rochelle's high school double team Julian as an advantage to kick it out to the open three-pointer shooter.
Most definitely. They're starting to realize that doubling Julian might stop a hard bit in what Salesian needs to facilitate not only their passing but some of their scoring as well as, again, Wiggins does provide a lot of the scoring that Salesian's varsity needs to win. He provides a decent chunk of it. Hester driving in, kicks it out to his open man. Sainville for three, but it sadly doesn't make it. Estefano hustles for the ball and gets it back to the he drives, ground pass to Wiggins, scores away.
You can hear the crowd erupts from that layup from Wiggins.
Sainville to Hester. He goes to Gasper. Gasper spin move in the paint. Misses, catches his own rebound, and throws it back in. We've been seeing that a couple times where Gasper catches his own board and throws it back in. And that is not only because he might be normally practicing that, but mostly because Salesian High School is just a smaller team than they are. Wiggins goes in, drawing that foul, tries to get the and one, but he does get the foul call. Sadly, the shot didn't fall.
Euro into a great way to make contact into getting those free throws.
Wiggins on that attempt, and it's good. We're seeing a shot clock issue there. We've been seeing a lot of shot clock issues recently from Salesian. I don't know what's going on in that table, but it seems to be the topic for a lot of pauses in the game.
They have someone new doing the shot clock, so it's going to be some difficulties every time.
Is that Yassine Williams?
Yeah, basketball star Yassine Williams.
Basketball star Yassine Williams of the Salesian freshman team. Samuel tries to go for a crafty lay there, a bit bold for him to do. You can see his coach is definitely confused on why he attempted to do that. I can agree that definitely was a bit of a bold move to make. And the ball does go out of bounds if Salesian still retaining possession. Wiggins tosses it out to the blue. Throws it back to him. Wiggins trying to play off the screen. Struggling to get all the way to the green thing. He gives it to Lagos. Lagos left open to shoot, and he brings that shot. I mean, I think New Rochelle may have been thinking that was not Johnny's type of shot. But I mean, he proved them wrong.
They didn't see Lagos shoot all game, so they assumed he didn't have a shot.
Here's a dangerous shooter in the corner. Putting out that ball. Thomas rotating by Samirza, who just barely misses.
Lagos slips on the fast break after JT tries to pass him the ball.
I mean, honestly, just a tragic issue there with that slide. Mirza goes for the leg, getting the and one call. I mean, we can see Miles upset with that, thinking that was all ball. I mean, from here it did look like there wasn't much physical contact there, but again, we might not be seeing the whole reason coach is calling, or the ref is calling.
Oh, you can see Salesian basketball star Wada Wills, brothers on the team, Gavini Williams, senior. Brothers on the team. He goes by many names. G Wills, G Dot. Really inspired a lot of people like Yashin, like Wada.
I mean, Yassine came into the school, and I mean, immediately he became a favorite of some students. Possessing the name Y Dot, similar to his brother Gavini, who used to call himself G Dot. I mean, I remember the era of Gavini selectively going by G Dot. That was definitely a time to be the class of 2024. I mean, speaking of being the class of 2024, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, let's face it, graduation is in about 5 months, less than 5 months actually, and I mean, Joshua, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I feel very proud that graduation's in 5 months, to be honest. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I mean, if I have to be honest with you, Josh, I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit happy, a bit scared, but it's that fear, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen. But again, people make it to the age of 100 because the world didn't end when they were 17. And I think that's okay. But on the topic of seniors, we do have senior night coming up soon for basketball, which is definitely going to be an emotional night, not just for the seniors, but also for us broadcasters, as I mean, I know me and Josh have known these kids since we came in freshman year. And it's definitely going to be a big night, especially for a guy like Wiggins. And a big night for Johnny, too, who drains that three. The second time, I mean, he's proving he has that shot on him at all times. He's capable of making those shots.
And we can respect his jumper now, not leaving wide open.
Drive in from Hester. Tries to make a tough play. Not tried in, but Gasper has his back with the rebound there.
I can see the reach that Salesian was trying to do.
Salesian playing a bit more aggressively now, trying to recuperate those points.
Oh, great steal.
Misses the way, but no time to worry. McGee gets it, but sadly, Tumo gets possession again.
Great strip.
Wiggins poking the ball out. I mean, what a sequence of events there. We see a lot of struggle, a lot of hustle for the ball.
I'm confident that he was out of bounds, in my opinion.
I mean, maybe, but again, we can only see this from such an angle where we can't exactly see where the line starts and ends. You know? Another shot from Mirza. It seems he's kind of losing his shot. I mean, every shot kind of seems like a heat check now, and Wiggins falling on his way into the paint.
That was a hard foul.
And it's plays like that which solidify the reason why senior night's going to be such a big night. It's kind of passing the flame on to the younger players, G-Man, Estefano, Wiggins, Meyer, Lagos, McGee, who are all non-seniors. I mean, some underclassmen, some juniors on the team who are performing well enough to stay consistently on varsity, getting handed the flame down to lead this team into a victorious standing.
Senior night is usually a great night. I was there last year. I watched my brother play. Very, very great night for him.
Was it an emotional night for you?
Emotional night for him. More so.
Mirza with another layup there. I mean, it seems he's kind of converting his shooting slump that's just now occurring recently into his ability to, or at least he's making up for it with his ability to kind of fill in those gaps on the offense. I mean, I know senior night for me is going to be very emotional. It's going to be the last basketball game I might commentate for my life, or I might commentate forever. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because as long as I get to spend it watching Salesian basketball, that's all that matters to me. Wiggins, Tosh comes up. Estefano trying to make a play off that, but sadly loses the ball to Hester. Wiggins tries to go with a block that would have honestly set Salesian onto such a course of momentum. But Salesian returns that layup right back with a point differential of 13. Just under 2 minutes left in the game.
I know you guys are talking about senior night, and obviously it's a big night. Obviously two rivals that go back ages, Cardinal Spellman and Salesian. End of the day, Eagles fly higher than pilots. Naturally,
I don't know if that's exactly true. I've definitely seen some pilots. I mean, the Air Force definitely flies higher than an Eagle, but I don't know.
But isn't no? Listen to this.
Well, I get what the saying
isn't the
means,
Eagle
but
on the Air Force plane?
Well, all I'm saying,
And the tail, where the Eagle is on, is higher than the pilot.
that's just not exactly true.
Eagles
Technically, the cockpit is higher than the tail. I mean, Gabriel, have you seen a plane?
Yes,
I don't think you have.
I have.
I mean, look,
We
saying I
have the computer
understand what
right
the
now.
saying means. I understand exactly what it means.
I mean, all I gotta say, last time we played Cardinal Spellman, we did win.
Yeah, we played Cardinal Spellman earlier this month.
I watched it. It was January 6th. I watched it.
I mean, again, that's not a fighter. That's not a fighter jet. I mean, the tail is higher, but I just don't
We're
get
talking about
I don't
a
get the
fighter
saying.
jet.
I understand what the saying means. I understand it means that Salesian, in our eyes, has the advantage over Spellman constantly, using Eagles and pilots as a reference term. But it's just factual that, I mean, maybe there's a species of bird that might fly as high as a pilot or a little bit lower, but they're not flying higher than a pilot. And we can also see some dialogue there, just like we're having, with G-Man replying to somebody in the crowd saying, "But I touched the ball." So, I mean, great banter there showing that it doesn't really affect him. He's just laughing at it. But yeah, I never got that saying. I mean, logically, a plane has to fly higher than a bird in order to avoid, some radar type. But that's a topic for another day. Let's just talk some ball. Speaking of ball, Hester misses his second free throw attempt. Ball goes out of bounds. Salesian recuperated.
Looked like it rolled off of Conroy's foot as he tried to save it, tried to put it on Estefano, but instead it's Salesian's possession. At this point, make every shot has to count in the situation.
I mean, Salesian has 14 points to gain back here in a minute and 40, so I don't know.
It's possible.
It is definitely possible, but it still would be crazy. I mean, T-Mac made 13 minutes.
We have players on this Salesian team that can make it happen. We've seen it before, and there goes G-Man!
I thought thought they were going to kick it out to J2 in the corner because they usually suffocate the paint.
Go to Gasper, who's going to see if he can use that physicality. Decides not to, tries to toss it out to Hester.
He stumbled with the
And
ball.
a foul called. Wiggins, sorry, not a foul, timeout. We can also see Wiggins a bit mad that the coach isn't, or that the ref rather isn't calling a foul. He wanted that travel call. He's staring down the ref, making the travel motion, wrapping his arms around each other.
Seems like he took that personally.
He knows, and I know, and we all know on this table that he wants that possession. He wants to get the ball, shoot the ball, and try and get different routes. He could play small ball. He can try fake the defense, try and get open threes as much as possible. In reality, just get as many points as he can. You have a little over 60 seconds left in the game. It's a tough task for Salesian.
It's going to be very tough.
Look, in a perfect world, you make 4 threes, we're tied, we go to overtime. That's in a perfect world.
Never say never.
I mean, in a perfect world, let's face it, it would only be a perfect world if the logic of a bird flying higher than a pilot was actually real. Again, look, I know I said let's just talk ball, but it's really angering me that we're utilizing such a logical fallacy as a way to promote how good we say our school's team is. It's just not how it is in nature. I mean, sure, I believe Salesian is better than Spelman, and I will stand on that business until the day I die. But it's not how it is in nature, and that really upsets me. That foul also upsets me, though, maybe more so than the logical fallacy there. But it's a good thing that G-Man is resilient.
G-Man, one of the more resilient guys we've seen on this team. He can take it through thick and thin. I'm not saying the other guys can't do it, but he is one that stands out to me as Wiggins.
I thought he was going to yam that.
It's a jammer.
We can see Wiggins trying to absolutely yam that ball, but instead he kind of just wedges it in between the rim and the backboard. And honestly, it's kind of funny to see that. I don't think we've seen that before.
I mean, he's only a sophomore doing that. G-Man with the failed flop. Blocked by Lagos. Lagos gets ripped.
That'll be a foul call on Sainville. Possession. Checking in Meyer. Ferreira checking out. 36.3 on the clock. Wiggins ball. For 2 seconds.
We can see another issue with the clock. And the table seeming a bit confused there, or at least upset at the bare minimum.
Usually when it comes to basketball and with the clock, whenever it's in the recipient's hand, when it comes from the inbound, the clock starts then. It doesn't start, oh my god, we're 36 minutes and 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. We have a chance to win this game, folks.
Definitely have a chance. I mean, look, it's a reasonable idea. It's 36 minutes, we have 3 minutes and 63 seconds in the fourth quarter. I mean, it's definitely reasonable to believe. I mean, we broke the clock, ladies and gentlemen. We have 63 seconds.
Oh, and now we're back.
More than a minute to me. That's 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Oh, we suddenly have 36 seconds again. I'm kind of sad again.
J2.
Wiggins foul.
Hard fall.
He's on the ground.
J2.
He just needed a second. When you're a slasher, you're going to have to accept a lot of... You have to accept a lot of the contact you're going to get by driving to the rim.
Something we've seen with Mirza. With his 3-point plays. It's the first one from Wiggins is no good. Second, no good. With it is Gasper. He's going to take it up the court, and I guess they're going to dribble it out.
They're gonna just hold the ball.
55-67 is the final score here at the Weekend Center.
Tough loss from Salesian.
Tough loss. Wiggins with momentum. Wiggins had a couple of great shots. It was a really tough loss for Salesian. It was a close game overall. Huguenots prevailed on top. The size difference is something that Salesian really has to work on, like, soon. Next game is going to be on Friday against Monsignor McClancy. That's a triple header. Tip-off for freshman 4:30, junior varsity 6, and varsity at 7:30. Daniel Brito, Josh Morris, and Gabriel Rendon, and all the production crew here at Salesian Sports Media. It was a pleasure to be broadcasting today. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Have a good night. Get home safe.